Welcome back to another Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 character rehab guide. I'm your host FC Jago, and today we're going to be dealing with TaskMaster. So the basic layout as usual is normals, special, movement, assist, and supers, and a little surprise for you guys, some advanced tactics that you can use in high level play. Now, TaskMaster's crouching short, which is his crouching L, goes really far. His crouching B also goes very far, and they're both lows. His standing B and his standing jab doesn't really have much of a use. It doesn't go very far, but his standing B does, and it is 2 hits up close. His standing fierce goes very far and can't be contended with normally by other normals because it has a very large hitbox. His forward C is actually a web swing style maneuver where he is elevated off the floor, and it does put the opponent in a juggle state. As for shield skills actually destroys fireballs and puts the opponent in a juggle state, and you can launch and combo from that. So let's move on to specials. Alright, now the Legion arrows pack a ton of projectile durability. You can hold down the button to get a desired effect of 3 arrows or 1. This is done by doing quarter circle forward, L, M, or H. The L version fires straight forward, the M version fires at an arc, and the H version fires upward, raining down upon your opponent. The L version fires forward in the air, the M version fires down at an angle, and the H version fires directly below TaskMaster. I want to get into Stingmaster now. Stingmaster is done by doing quarter circle forward S. It causes a hard knockdown, and you're able to super after or even pick them up with Legion arrows. It is a command grab, and it can be comboed into, but your opponent is able to block this command grab. So do keep that in mind, and it is safe on block. Guard Master can be done by doing quarter circle back L, M, or H. The L version countering highs, the M version countering lows, and the H countering projectiles and beams. I will demonstrate this later in the video. Now, Sword Master, if blocked, you are able to follow up with a string of attacks. If your opponent does not guard it, it will cause a spin out soft knockdown. Now, Sword Master L can be followed up with H, quarter circle forward H. Sword Master M can be followed up with H, M, H into quarter circle forward H, which is Stingmaster, and Sword Master H can be followed up with H, M, H, H, M, quarter circle forward H into Stingmaster, and you are able to combo after. So let's get into TaskMaster's assist. The first assist we have today is the Legion Arrow forward shot. All 3 shots. These pack a ton of durability, as I told you before. They even go through Akuma's fireballs, and those are known to have a ton of durability. This assist is more suited for the rushdown style player, in my opinion. The Legion Arrow M shot is the one that fires on an arc, and that could kind of help you zone and keep opponents from normal jumping over your zoning tactics. The H shot comes raining down, and that is the third assist, and it more so helps with closing off the screen and is the better zoning tool out of all the 3, again, in my opinion. TaskMaster's movement is not so unique as it is to the rest of the cast, but what's unique about him is his dash does cover a great amount of distance. Now, one dash will cover about 15-20% of the screen, so there's no actual need to wave dash with him. You also want to make use of his web swing. Why? Because it changes his arc in the air, and it also slows down his momentum of where he was going to initially land when he's jumping. And don't forget, when you're also doing his mighty swing or web swing or whatever you would like to call it, you can cancel now in this current version of the game. You can cancel into any one of his Legion arrows. Now, note that you can also use shield skills to move around the screen as a protector because it does destroy projectiles, and you get the option select of having a grab input with that. You can also use that with the Mighty Swing because the Mighty Swing is a forward H command and shield skills is a back H command, which will give you an automatic grab if you're close to your opponent. I'll also be demonstrating this in the advanced section later. So for TaskMaster's first hyper, it is the projectile super of choice for him. His only projectile super of choice. The A and B combination will fire forward. The A and C combination will fire at the arc. And the B and C combination will actually fire upward and rain down upon your opponent. The A and B combination in the air will fire forward. The A and C combination in the air will fire down at an angle. And the B and C will fire downward. Now, for his counter super, his counter super will actually counter any physical attack in the game, even a super, and it will cause a hard knockdown. He can actually follow up with Legion arrows, and it is one of the only counter supers in the game that I know of that you can DHC from. So do take note that in the first 2 combos, you do have to hold down Legion shot arrows for all 3 shots. Do keep that in mind, and do keep in mind that some of his hits are delayed. Most of his combos, most of his advanced combos start with shield skills. You cannot start them with lows, or you can't get full damage out of them. Some great assists that help out TaskMaster are some that I've given you previously before. The Nova Centurion Rush give TaskMaster the option when he's playing footsies to actually open up his opponent a bit more. Why? Because they have the threat of being unblockable now. The Hawkeye Straight Arrow comes out really quick and helps TaskMaster get in and keep the pressure on. But my choice would be the Iron Man Unibeam or Dr. Doom's Plasma Beam. Why? Because they pack a whole bunch of durability and they come out a bit slower than the other ones, so he can do shield skills at any given time and back it up with those 2 assists. Okay, so as I promised you guys before, we're going to do advanced positioning and tactics, things that I've picked up on and things that I think players should be using or taking into consideration, because when I do my advanced sections, it's all about the mindset. So think what I'm thinking. So I just did crouching A there from max distance, right? And I just landed 626k of damage. Now think what that alludes to. From a crouching L, I landed that much damage. So take heed that he does have far footsie tools to use, and he can land big damage from it. Now, zoning with TaskMaster is the key, because think about playing the character by himself. Think about what would you do if I got left alone. If he was the 3rd character, he was my anchor, and I had no X factor left. This is how you maximize a character's options, by thinking about using them when they're played by themselves. Now, the reason I say zoning with TaskMaster is the key is because he has to use zoning to inch his way in. He doesn't necessarily want to stay on the other side of the screen, because he lands his biggest damage off of his grabs and the fact that he can pressure you with grabbing you and landing it into a super. It opens opponents up to his footsie tools. You use the zoning to push opponents to where you need them to be. Now, as I told you before, and this is probably the worst advice I ever give any player, but the best at the same time, shield skills has high priority, and you can cancel it to make it safe. So guess what? Get scrubby. Just throw it out sometimes. Just do it. Why not? But learn how to hit confirm. If it hits, you launch. If it doesn't, you cancel it into Stingmaster. But in case you don't want to go through all that trouble, you can cancel it into Stingmaster, and you'll still get a hard knockdown, and you'll still be able to get your Legion arrow super off, depending on how far or close you are to your opponent. Now, as I told you before, I would be showing you an example of how you can use the Guard Master H to deflect beam or projectiles. Now, you can use this in a projectile war and cancel into Legion arrow super to rack up your damage and scare your opponent into zoning you out. Alright, so all that we've learned and discussed today, you'll see that TaskMaster on the positive side has safe normals. His shield skills is way too good, I'm telling you. Use it, just do it, just do it. He has powerful zoning, he has high damage output, and he's a great assist character, so he's an overall all-around good character. But his negatives are, though, he's not exactly a master of either one of those tools that I just mentioned. He's very linear, and he needs a bit of execution and timing to land his better and bigger, more damaging advanced combos. Well, there you have it. That was the TaskMaster Rehab for the week. Actually, the only one, because I don't think we're going to make another one unless I start making an advanced Rehab. Well, thanks for watching. See you guys till next time.